Yeah, oh, and we're off. Got a couple of house starts.
3 houses and 1... Sanctuary is a good start, because AA gets the blue mail right off the bat.
Yeah, grabbing those holy garments, gonna have a little extra defense for that.
Whereas the other 3 runners are going to do something a little more traditional and follow the path up to Uncle. They're going to grab this sign to kill a guard on the way, so that they can get the first tier of tree pull items.
We've got 20 rupees coming off of that for a total of 80 the way it goes. That's great. Because they're going to be able to cash that in another time when they restart at Sanctuary later, presumably before heading to Kakariko. 160 rupees going in there. You're going to get Bottle Vendor. If you didn't get bombs off the Uncle, you'd be set anyway.
Well, AA just... sorry, not AA. The AA got his tree pull, and he found bombs from the bush crab. And he's going to farm up some more bombs, it looks like. Yeah.
Yes,
we got Ether in the secret passageway into Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, we'll see if that ends up being put to use. Can be required to open Misery Mire and Turtle Rock, and sometimes it's just the right way out of a tough situation if your weapons are otherwise scant.
AA found out that we only had 50 rupees at the Lumberjack, and Gerdo gives us a map check. I think that was 3 Light World crystals with a red crystal at Desert. Not quite sure on that.
To be frank, I missed it, so I will trust you and the trackers, who seem to be agreeing so far.
They're either agreeing or they're just following what I said. I don't know why anybody would choose to trust me.
Well, you are the king. We're into the forest now, as Weighty Words is really stocking up on those bombs. Got a heart container from the forest drop. And I think they passed up the mushroom.
Yeah, the mushroom location was 20 bucks.
Ah.
Stocking up on bombs early in the game is a good call. You'll need a couple for Kakariko, and as we mentioned, those weapons might be long in coming, so having bombs to blow your way through Mini Moldrum Cave or similar early game areas. You can even do bombs for escape. We've seen that a bunch from the tournament. The fall the spring tournament.
Yeah, that is one of the items considered to be a weapon for your randomized weapon standard.
Yeah, if you look at the source code, can kill most enemies.
Yeah. Weighty going for those 20 rupees. We'll see if anybody ends up coming up short later. We're now in Blind's Hut for the most part. Oh, there's a pack of bombs. And, well, never mind. Prize money.
Yeah, unlikely we're going to be running short with 300 rupees.
And a hammer for J Masher. He's got the J Masher, if you will. And a bonus rupee. Cheers to Eldera9, who just subscribed to the Tier 1 sub. Thank you for the support. But yeah, there you are. The possibility of that weapon coming sooner than later here with the hammer. Does tempered sword damage, but with something of a stunted hitbox.
Yep, but that will that'll make areas like Escape, where you want a weapon, a little more palatable to our runners. Still a darkroom chest locked there in the sewers. We've got a mirror from the well.
Very nice. And that'll be the best draw from there. That'll speed up South Shore just the tiniest bit as our players can get the chest. Ooh, Power Glove off the Bottle Vendor.
Nice purchase.
Yeah, worth the price, absolutely. Yeah, we'll see our runners probably take advantage of the mirror for a glitch in the dam later to evaporate one of those blocks and only make one trip inside.
Yeah, and here at 4 minutes and 11 seconds, we're just a moon pearl away from Dark World access.
Yeah, how about it? Yeah, and that, of course, would put the Ice Rod, I think, for Misher?
Yeah, it looked like the Ice Rod to me, which, of course, early Ice Rod means we're going to see...
well, obviously you need it, right? Yeah. As Weighty picks up his Power Gloves. Heart piece in the House of Books. And Misha going to check the race game before he goes. It has been pretty stacked in Kakariko, so...
Yeah.
Oh, and a bottle there, so he's going to make the trip. You want to get Sick Kid done, that way you don't have to come back for him.
Yep. AA quit out rather than going back for that bottle.
Interesting.
Probably thinks... Yeah,
if
it has the mirror, so might be making that check when he does the digging game in the Dark World, that sort of thing?
Yeah, possibly. Certainly delaying it, and we'll see when he ties back to it or if another bottle pops up beforehand.
Yep, if our runners choose to make the walk back to Kakariko to check that bottle, it will take quite a bit of time. They might hold on to it for a little while.
Indeed.
And there's that block disappearing trick. AA pulls it off in the dam there. In this version of the game, the Japanese 1.0 version, on which we base our randomizer ROMs, the blocks don't really exist while they're moving. So if you use the mirror while the block is in motion, the game just sort of forgets about it and it disappears.
Yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Bombs there in the Soggy item spot, and the heart piece off a Sick Kid.
It can't be good for your health to tear little pieces off of your heart and give them out to random strangers.
Gotta agree with you there. Oh, and bombs for Moldorm Cave here from Amazing Ampharos. One of the more volatile strategies, but it looks like it's working out quite well for him.
Yep. As you mentioned, with the strange, tiny little hitbox on the hammer, the bombs tend to help out, especially since those Moldorms move so erratically.
Indeed. There's a lamp off our generous guy in the Moldorm Cave, along with the shield, and we're getting some divergence here all together as Misha's in the back of Escape. For 50 rupees and a Moon Pearl.
There it is!
Alright, so there is now no reason to fight Aghanim.
Yep, there is nothing that Aghanim will do for us at this point.
Yeah. Now, with the mirror here, this South Shore play just got jam-packed. We got 5 extra items now from what we call Hype Cave.
Absolutely.
Wait, we very want to put that to work. There's map. Left side is all pendants. Soul green. We're getting a nice long look.
And the red crystal that we have yet not seen is at Pod.
Indeed. Quake out of Ice Rod Cave.
Yep, AA picks up the Quake from Ice Rod Cave. And here is our sub-8-minute Hype Cave.
Yeah. Let's hope that's not the hypest part of it. See some good stuff out of here.
Oh. We are already off to a good start with our first sword.
Indeed.
That's about it. Unless you're one of those people who gets excited for the red boomerang, that sword was about it from Hype Cave. That is still pretty hype.
Yeah. And we're going to get another mirror check here from Misha. Going to go to the Grove Cave, it looks like. Meanwhile, Wadey has found his way into the Dark World as well. It's going to be kind of following in those footsteps.
Yep, and AA has taken that lamp and is heading up Death Mountain, rescuing the old man. With the mirror, AA can head all the way to Tower of Terror and can clear it.
Indeed. On account of the lamp, and then with the hammer, can actually finish the rest of the mountain if he desires.
That's true.
Yeah, so this is another high-density play here. Meanwhile, Gerdo hit the back of Escape after having done the shore. And is going to have some decisions to make about which direction he wants to follow.
I have often seen the Titansmiths show up on Death Mountain. If AA finds those, he's going to be in a little bit of a jam since he doesn't have the Moon Pearl to make the Dark Death Mountain check.
Oh, this is true. On the other hand, if Gerdo gets up there, he might be able to take better advantage of it in one trip. Misha doing the dig. As Gerdo gets the situation report for crystal distribution. And I guess it was that big 20 for the digging game.
Yep. if you're playing Randomizer for yourself, you'll know you got the prize because you get the puzzle solved sound effect when the prize comes out. And if you happen to pick it up, you'll hold it up over your head, unlike a regular rupee.
Right. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Ooh, we've got just an arrow upgrade in the front room of Hera, so we're down to a 50-50 of tile room. And we make it out with possibly not needing it. Looks like Gerdo opted for Dark World first before heading to the mountain. I'm wondering if perhaps he can get his mitts here somewhere. And then make one trip on the mountain.
Amazing Ampharos is opting to skip the bomb jump over to the chest in Hera. That's a very risky bomb jump. If you take a fall, you'll go down 2 floors. So we're going to see the vanilla route to that chest, hit the star switch, and fall into this hole from the top.
Yeah, you don't want to set yourself behind if you're not feeling confident with that jump. It's not a nice walk back up. You feel bad the whole time.
Yep. And AA did get the second item from Tower of Hera in that chest. It was a heart piece, so we will not be seeing that tile room in the basement of Hera today.
And that's just as well. I'm not sure anyone particularly enjoys it, but hopefully AA didn't have to get up and do anything.
You kidding me? That's the only reason I play Link to the Past. I love tile rooms. 3 hammers will put Moldorm out of commission.
Indeed.
Very nicely done.
Yeah, great fight from AA, and you would expect it.
We know we're just going to get a dungeon item here, but our first crystal at 12 minutes from AA.
Yeah, great stuff. As Mishra is followed now into Hera, he'll be relieved to learn that you don't need the tile room. He does not have the land, having not done South Shore. And so we've got quite a bit of divergence here, with Mishra seeming to be right on the tail of Amazing Ampharos, who is now going to finish up the rest of Lightworld Death Mountain, and with great fortune would be able to get mitts and do dark as well. Well, with another trip, I forgot no Moon Pearl.
Yeah, we're talking about the consequences of mitts being up here, but from AA's perspective, it could very easily be the Moon Pearl that's up here anyway, so...
It's true.
So this isn't a bad play, it's just slightly less than optimal, only based on where we know the items are.
Yeah, when you're playing this and you don't know the outcomes, which we have the benefit of, I mean, this is an incredibly high percentage play because of Paradox Cave and being able to get the crystal and all that, so definitely no problems here. We're going to see Mishra nail that bomb jump.
Absolutely, beautifully done.
Yeah, get his heart piece and be happy to not do tile room as he sends a Kadongo to the grave.
Yep. If you don't have the boots, you have to line up 1 or 2 pixels away. That's the only window you get. If you have the boots, you can do a bonk, and if you bonk into the explosion, it gets you a slightly wider window of 6 pixels.
Interesting. And the hook shot here on the mountain. Ooh. And it's good to have that hammer and mirror early, because otherwise you would have needed the hook shot to get over to this area. There's Bamos.
Well, now we know where all 3 medallions...
Ooh,
and the bow!
And the boots! Oh, wow! What a cave!
That's an amazing cave. This is the real hype cave, as it often is.
Yeah, I mean, you got 7 chests there. That's... You got some of the best chances in the game to just have a bunch of items really stacked in there.
And with this save and quit to Sanctuary, I have to imagine... Nope, AA is not heading into the back of Sanctuary.
Not just yet. Wants to hit up these bonk rocks.
Yep, that makes sense.
And Misher put Moldorm to bed before I noticed he was on him. Assuming it was a strong fight, gets his first crystal just at 15 minutes. Now Wadey and Gerdo gonna be right behind him, probably getting it in the next 2 or 3 minutes.
Yep, and here's gonna be the Moon Pearl for AA. As I recall, we did not get the key from the chests we checked in Sanctuary, so we can't do the escape backwards.
Indeed. Because this one's the Moon Pearl. So that's probably going to send Amphros south again to do Hype Cave. Oh, and the double bomb setup from Wadey. Since bombs can't... I forget exactly what it is, but basically there's some math involved with the way the bomb moves you that lines you up well. Misher about to find his jackpot here. He's gonna feel pretty good about heading over to South Shore after this, and then probably right up to Eastern.
Yeah, with the we have the bow, we have the hammer, we have the mirror, so we can combo together Pod and Eastern.
Yeah, we got the synchronized Moldorm kills here. 2 exploding hamburgers. So things are rolling in for each of our runners.
Yep.
And you got to think for the other 26 or so in the race, it's got to be going about as well, honestly. This seed has been very kind.
Very kind to our runners. A little bit tricky on the commentary side with all of our runners in different places.
Yeah, indeed.
But those are the most exciting sorts of races to watch, so I'm not going to complain too hard. So many times you can watch one of these races and the runners will spend the majority of the race like far apart from each other, and then they'll come in and they'll kill Ganon within minutes or seconds of each other.
Yeah. It really shows you just how dynamic the game can be, that like any of these routes can end up working very well. But we've got Amazing Amphros playing to the east now, using that mirror very cleverly to get into Sahasrar's hut. Getting a bottle for it, but not really much else besides. And we'll see him pop back to the portal, probably clear out Pod because he's got the items for it, and then head into Eastern.
Yep, so fine. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say it'll be a great quick succession crystal pickup that each of our runners will have the ability to do.
Yep, and finding that bottle there does save AA the trip through the race game if he wants to check the Sick Kid. We know the Sick Kid doesn't pay off, but that's a couple of seconds AA chose not to spend and chose wisely.
Yeah, it turns out to work out. Because now Misher is hot on the trail here, coming into Pod. Gonna use that mirror as well.
Misher is the only one of our featured runners without the lamp, though.
Interesting.
So, we'll make Pod and Eastern a little trickier with those dark rooms. I imagine Misher's not going to have too much trouble with that.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with his comfort level with the dark rooms, but I imagine to be doing as well as he does, that it's got to be pretty high. Now it looks like Gerdo and Wadey understanding the kit they have and making the same smart play over here to the east.
Yep, converging on this part of the map.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little while before we start seeing items out of Pod the way they're usually laid out. Oh, I take it back. We got an item right there. We got the Cane of Burna.
Indeed.
Not a particularly exciting one, though. I guess it puts Spike Cave into logic?
I believe it does.
We have a glove, we have a hammer, we have access to it, so...
Yeah. If not strictly, then at least for these runners, if they really wanted to, would be able to get through it.
Yeah, well, Burna doesn't require a magic extend anymore. Burna just requires that you have it. You don't need a bottle or half magic, so... According to the logic, yep. Cape still requires some magic extend, either half magic or a bottle that you can put a potion in.
Indeed. Yeah, we do see Mishra's hitting Eastern Palace first, I guess, perhaps hoping to find the lamp here, because this certainly has the simpler of the dark rooms. Using that hookshot as a movement tool there, pulls up just the compass. As surprise, another key out of the Palace of Darkness.
Mishra, meanwhile, getting a 10-bomb capacity upgrade, and AA keeps plucking up keys.
Indeed. And at this count of keys, we expect an item here. Yeah.
Yep. AA knows his way around the logic very well, so you're not going to see AA check any superfluous chests if he knows that the key logic rules him out.
Yeah, and Pod is certainly a dungeon of key logic.
We knew there was going to be something relevant there because AA had 3 keys before entering that room. If you only have 2 keys, then you know that there has to be another small key in there so you can skip it. Provided you've cleared the dungeon fully up until that point.
Right. 10 arrows out of the big key chest in Eastern. So, 0 doing there so far, but we do have a crystal waiting at the end. And if my count is right, I think another item. Okay, so items we still need yet. Given that we have a crystal turtle rock, we need the cane and the fire rod. We also need the flippers for our crystal swamp. Myers a pendant, so we may not ever see flute.
Yeah, that's gonna be it, I think.
Yeah, pretty much that, and one more sword. At the bare minimum.
We're gonna need
I'd like to get 2.
Yeah, we're gonna need one of flute or book to get into desert.
Oh, this is true. This is true. Given that we have the mirror, the flute would do. And of course, mitts. Mitts always required.
That is true. I always forget mitts when because it's so uncommon to have mitts be your go mode. Mitts are actually a great go mode item because they lock off so much.
Indeed.
But I always forget about them when tabulating what's necessary.
Right. Now, the almost fight is underway.
And now it is not underway, because Jay Meisher has finished it with a fantastic quick kill, and is rewarded with the Master Sword. I guess we needed one of those too. That's another thing that nobody ever mentions. You do need, at minimum, Master Sword to kill Ganon.
Indeed. Gerdo sneaking ahead to this Homosar fight, and I'm wondering if he left out a couple of chests. I had not quite specifically noticed. But now Mishra made his way in the Palace of Darkness, while Weighty Words is doing the Dark Maze. And off comes the mask. We're trying to get the Hammer Smacks in, using the poke strategy to increase the hitbox. Well done.
Yeah, that's a beautiful fight from Gerdo there, taking advantage of the poke to extend that range and the tempered sword damage of the hammer. That's the usual NMG strat, to sort of angle your way up into Helmasaur's jewel with the sword drawn to hammer it.
Indeed.
AA, on the other hand, is showing us an arrow strategy. I think it's 8 arrows into the jewel will take him out.
I believe so.
Have not seen the silver arrows. The silver arrows would make do with 1 hit.
Indeed. Does finish off the fight. And Gerdo is going to clean up what is left of Pod.
I don't recall there being much interesting beyond that Cane of Burna in here.
I agree. It's just the crystal and the cane, and you want to do your diligence and make sure you clear out the item count, because these guys don't know it. Well, I guess AA now.
Gerdo is also playing probably with a bit of confidence, knowing the scores in the previous races, Gerdo coming in first and second. You can afford to be a little more confident, spend a little more time to full clear a dungeon like this.
Yeah, at the very least, you don't want to end up having a mistake take you down. And so you gotta think of fundamentals, and also at the same time, try to use everything you can to save some time, because I think the overall benefit here ends up being there'll be one chest sooner, depending on luck and order, that he would be able to mirror out of here. Puts that hook shot to work to stop that mini helmet in his tracks.
Jay Misher.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Jay Misher's in the dark, we mentioned. He'd have to do these dark rooms.
Yeah. Still having not done the South Shore. I mean, the seed was dragging you different places, and you kind of have to do what perhaps you ought, but he makes it around that horseshoe.
The true test is going to be the turtle room in the basement. That's the nasty one.
One more arrow for Weighty. Yeah, the one with the, 8 turtles?
6 turtles, yeah.
6,
and
yeah.
no fire rod. That room's much more doable if you have the fire rod and you can light up one of the torches in it.
Indeed. And that's even if you have the lamp, because obviously the lamp just gives you a cone. The fire rod will give you the room. And Gerdo, I think, gets to skip the big chest then, for having played the Helma early.
Yeah, I think the big chest was the compass, and so Gerdo does not have to go all that way.
Yeah, so now we got our runners running through Eastern Palace, where Misha has already trod, so not so much going on here. We do get that Master Sword of our boss here, so ends up being a pretty good thing.
So, what do you think the play is after we finish the Eastern Palace area?
Let's see, with the items we have, you probably want to go over and look at Village of Outcasts if you haven't.
Yeah, that would be my call. Take that hook shot and use it to cross over the river. Get over there.
Because then you've got the 4 chests in the front of Thieves' Town, of which as many as 3 of them could be items, because you need that big key up there. They're basically overworld chests. Then you've got a similar situation in Skull Woods. However, they're both pendants, so will be some pause by the runners to want to spend time in there. Not to mention just the high density of items in that region. Anyway, between the mirror and then being able to check the cape spot, overall should be a solid play.
Yep.
I guess for Misha, though, he'll probably close out the South Shore.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense there. But I do certainly think we'll be seeing the other runners continue up and over towards Village of Outcasts.
Yeah. Chat calling out Pyramid as well. Definitely a good move.
Yeah. I was gonna say we've got some one-off locations. Like you can take the trip to the Pyramid. You can take the trip all the way over to Catfish.
Yeah. Because right now your only access to that area in the light world, at least to get all the items, would be using fake flippers. So you wouldn't even have the opportunity to thread that in with mirror. Yeah, so we got our runners just kind of filling in each other's steps. AA first to finish the pack and going to be dashing all the way back out and probably getting that pyramid check.
Jay Misher, yeah, in the turtle room now.
let's see or not see how he does. Using those sword sparks to keep track of his location, and gets it done. Very nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Just 20 on the pyramid.
Yep. AA.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, Gerdo. AA is going to check this location and get the Ether Medallion.
Oh yeah, nice routing. Nice routing.
Yeah, absolutely. Might even do the front of escape. With the mirror, you can just dip all the way in and then head on out. Not so bad at all.
Yeah, really.
We have not seen the front of escape from anybody.
It's true, and he does have the lamp, so if that even if that item is deep in the sewer, we'll be able to get to it. Yeah, with the bounty this seed gave the players to start, there's been for each of them just some early checks that went undone because, well, you can get crystals. Why wouldn't you get crystals? There's no crystals in Escape.
Very true. Gerdo's actually going to get a little bit deeper into Escape first.
Right, having done Uncle earlier is just about a kicking up of dust ahead of Amazing Amphras at this point.
So if you want a little microcosm of execution here, you can take a look at the two top screens. You'll see which of our runners makes a little bit more progress through Escape.
And both of them hitting for boots at like exactly the same spots. AA getting just a little bit trolled by that blue guard, sneaking in probably only one of the last 2 frames of that kick up. There's another item, and I think we're down to 1, so if we get the item out of the prison chest, then we'll see our players not do that dark chest. I could be wrong about that. Meanwhile, Weighty Words using the clever path through the Dark World Graveyard to get into King's Tomb for 50 rupees. And you can see our runners have all but caught up to each other.
Yeah, our runners, they don't have to do the rest of Escape because they already have the map, but they don't have the key yet, so that means the dark chest is just going to be the key.
Indeed.
Jamie Escher finally picking up the lamp. Perhaps would have liked that a little earlier before he did the dark rooms in Pod.
Indeed. Got them done quite well, but I'm sure he probably would have been even faster with the lamp. He definitely dodges the buzz blobs.
Gerdo checks the Bonk Rocks, that's a location AA has already done, while AA is heading up to Catfish, that's a location that no one has done.
Indeed, and we'll see if this out-of-the-way location ends up paying off for him, because it's not a check most people like to do, and in fact will delay it often as long as possible. But I think for AA, this was about as good as it was going to get for putting this in efficiently, so kudos to him.
Yeah, the only way
to get Catfish in there.
Yeah, the only way this could have been better is if the flippers had shown up and you could,
Oh! That's a third sword, something that may not show up for a while.
Yeah, that's if our other runners leave Catfish out, they might not ever get that.
Yeah, and that could be a huge difference coming down to the end of the seed if Silvers, well, whether or not Silvers show. It just reduces the number of spins.
Yep. Yeah, the only way that could have gone better is if the flippers had shown up before and you could have mirrored over, checked the cave that Jay Misha just checked.
Indeed.
Using a fake flipper glitch.
Oh, and he's even water walking. Yeah, and he got another bottle out of there, so we're up to 3. But at the quality of these runners, we'll probably see this mostly unused.
Jay Misha is 42 rupees short of buying the Zora item, and so it's gonna save and quit on out. And Gerdo is in Skull Woods.
Yep, Lady and Gerdo in about the same spot. Gerdo sneaking that pop smash in to get rid of the Wall Master. Would have been taken right back to wherever he entered. Oh, and walking along the edge of that hole. It's not a strat I've really seen used, but there go both of them. And actually, Wadey Buddy used his hook shot to get through there as we get a graveyard check. Just bomb upgrade, so AA will gladly pass that up. As Wadey and Gerdo are pushing around that statue, trying to stay away from the Gibdos.
Yep, stay away from the Gibdos, avoid the hand.
All good strategies. There's a big key and a mirror. Misher taking the time to talk with the Bumpkin brothers after finding out what's under the Lumberjack Cave. And we'll see both players take a bomb jump here for a key. Oh, but Wadey missing it. Perhaps... I don't think he can be knocked away by the enemy there.
Yeah, I think if you're in the iframes from the bomb jump, you make it.
There we go.
Yeah, that's another one of those...
That's
another one of those 2-pixel window jumps. That one's much less punishing if you miss it, though, than the one in Tower of Terror.
Oh, Wadey electing to use the potion there.
I think I ran a seed this past week or two where I did not use a potion and took an overworld death there instead of a dungeon death, and that really hurts because you have to respawn far away.
Yeah, and now he's running back down to the village. And yeah, taking an overworld death in the forest is interesting, but he could have just as well fallen in the pit. But
yeah,
honestly, I doubt it'll even end up mattering in the end.
Yeah, this is not the Overworld Glitches tournament, so we don't need to hold on to that for YBAs or anything.
Right. And we got players running around the village now. Gerdo plays to the north. And there's a cape.
I did not catch if any of our runners made the trip up to check the bumper ledge.
Gerdo was just there, and there were 300 rupees. So we'll see that go unchecked unless somebody somehow becomes very desperate for Zora or loses their pyramid bomb a couple of times.
So we get some more sync. Both Wadey and Jay Misha are going to be checking Thieves Town. Probably the first 4. Oh, there's a flute.
Yeah, that's great. That gives you another crystal access to desert. Yep. Not to mention, it's just a great item.
Absolutely. The movement ability of that flute is spectacular. Of course, we don't actually have that access to desert until we get the Titan's mitts.
It's true, it's true. And 50 rupees out of chess game. And one more opportunity here. Because I think Big Key already came. No, it's the vanilla Big Key for the 4th chest. It is known.
And Wadey is going to continue, as is Jay Misha. So we will see what is deep inside Thieves Town.
Yeah, and I gotta say this has to be the play right now, just because you don't have mitts, and that closes out so many even overworld things at this point, along with not having flippers to keep you out of swamp. That you could at least fake in the ice. And Gerdo has found his way into the village of outcasts. As Wadey is pulled just slightly ahead here down the buzz hallway. Gonna bomb the floor. grab the chest, and be right on out. And I'm very interested to see where our next sword appears, if anywhere.
Yeah, if that's the only other sword we're going to see, then that's going to be a huge advantage for AA and anybody who made that trip to Catfish. The biggest jump in sword power is between Master and Tempered. Not in terms of like literally the numbers. They all double when you go up, but just the amount of damage you do, the amount of time you save picking up that Tempered sword.
Yeah, there's a number of enemies whose threshold is basically 1 Tempered hit versus 2 Master.
Yeah, and as long as those silvers don't show up, we have to worry about that 4th phase of Ganon, that silverless fight.
Indeed, lots of knockback and lots of really having to time things out.
Both Wadey and Jay Meisher headed to the big chest location, but did not have the small key to get in, which means that small key is locked in the big chest.
And apparently Cane of Samaria came up somewhere.
Oh, that's nice. It must have been in the maiden cell. I think that's the
Indeed.
one that I wasn't seeing.
Yeah, it picked up in a flash as I checked each of the other screens.
Yeah,
All right.
So we'll see it on AA's side here.
As Wadey has blind underway, along with Meisher.
That cane doesn't get us anything until we get Titan's Myth, though. So it's nice, we definitely need it, but it's not progression right now.
Wadey and Meisher nearly synchronized in their victories.
And they get half magic for their trouble.
Not
but,
bad.
You know, yeah. I'm not going to turn it down if it literally falls out of the sky into my lap. And we get a pendant! Yay!
I'm really hoping you won't need the other two.
Oh, what could the pedestal be? Flippers?
At this point, yes. Because the other items are all needed for pendants. Because even the mitts we would need for Meyer. Yeah, Wadey now using that flute to get down to the Ice Rod Cave is going to acquire Quake. As AA will do the digging game, probably pass up that big 20 that pops out.
I saw both of our lower runners activate the flute. I couldn't catch if AA did. I might have just missed it.
I'm hazy on it now myself. But he might be going back to do it if this... I'm not gonna pull... Alright, Wadey running around on the water here is probably gonna get up to Zora and be able to cash in. I'm not sure anybody's actually bought the item yet, so we'll see. Yeah, there you go, Gerdo with the flute activation.
Yeah, Jay Meisher was the only one in the area and did not have the money to make that purchase.
Indeed. 4 times the usual health boost. Zora Ledge. And what does our big fish have today?
Oh!
Oh, baby. You know what? And depending on how that ends up routed, we may see players get the extra sword unless the flippers are behind those mitts. Meanwhile, Gerdo into Spike Cave. This is new info as Ampharos does go for his flute then.
Yeah. Titan's Mitts at Zora.
Yeah, he switched the appendage he was opting for you. As our 4th bottle comes out of Spud Cave. Something of a goof as it is a red potion. Hey, you just lost those hearts. Have a drink.
Yep, wasting no time in making use of those mitts is going to show us the Mire area, 2 items in the shed, 1 item in Checkerboard Cave, and then we'll probably do Desert Palace.
Yeah. Oh, there are the flippers behind the mitts. Oh no. This is bad.
Yeah.
Great for Weighty.
Yeah, Weighty Word's in a tremendous position now.
Yeah. Because now Zora is just behind you at 40 minutes in. Nobody wants to go up there.
AA is probably going to be our closest runner, doing some fake flippering stuff right now. So, if one of our runners is going to be heading to Zora soon, ooh, gets the book.
Interesting.
But I don't see AA skipping out on the rest of these fake flipper plays.
Yeah, I suppose not. And with 670 rupees, probably going to get it.
Yeah. The book is not a compelling enough item that you're just like, I got to go check book stuff right now. So this is particularly bad for Jay Meisher, who's already been in that part of the world.
Oh, and it looks like Gerdo's going for catfish.
Okay, so Gerdo can do catfish. Gerdo has the mirror, and so we might be seeing Gerdo get those Titan's mitts real soon now as well.
Yeah, this is gonna working out very well for him. You don't actually need to swim at all to get up there.
Yep.
In the vanilla game, you need the flippers to swim.
Yep, Zora is in logic either with the flippers or with a power glove.
I'm gonna be very happy with that tempered sword. So never mind me saying nobody was gonna get up to this area. It looks like actually all of our players are returning.
Nah, that's good. That is good.
Thank you, Kellum Cheese, for the bits. There's nothing major out of desert yet. Weighty gets that key dash. And Meisher is going to hit up escape. Now AA with the flippers, Gerdo right behind him.
Yep, so at this point it is Fire Rod for Go mode, is it not?
I believe so. That's the only thing we need to beat a crystal dungeon at this point.
Yep. And the pedestal's definitely dead. Yep.
Right, because you would need your Fire Rod, your Skullwoods. Ice Rod strats here on the Lambos. Does take out one of them in that first cycle. A little bit slower with these shots. So getting on the second, definitely a nice fight. So naturally, the play next is Swamp. You've got 6 items there. And I don't think anybody wants to miss them.
Yeah,
of course, Weighty gonna make sure he gets to Agina as well, because heck, you're here.
Yep. So, Agina, not much there.
we got players in deserts clearing things out for that crystal. So Wavy is going for the rest of Dark Death Mountain for now. Would like to go mode Swamp if he could. When you have just the one item. And a number of chests up here, given you have the hook shot. Really can't blame him. Wady pulling off the hook shot glitch there for the push block. Very nice.
Yep. Same idea as the mirror erase. The block doesn't exist while it's moving. You can hook shot right through it.
Right. And just a red and a heart piece there out of what we call Super Bunny Cave for a glitch you can use to access it. And looks like Misha will get up to Zora now, so I'm not going to be all too behind. Oh, getting a little excited there, get some red mail. And nothing too crazy yet. It's a tiny fall there. Gerdo putting the ice rod to use on these Lambos as well. Gets one more sword flash in at the end. And nothing terribly important out of our hookshot cave. Gerdo taking a bonk there, trying to get back into the world. I guess wants to do checkerboard.
Yep.
And we got Misha and Weighty Words going to be both opening up Turtle Rock.
Yeah, without the fire rod, we have the potential to get locked out real soon, or we have the potential to get really deep in.
It's true. And we would still perhaps or perhaps not end up finding that fire rod while we're in here. This could be another huge turning point based on what our runners decide to do next. They're all pretty much on the same page at this point.
Yep,
Misha has a very short desert behind on our other runners. We'll get the key we need.
So we will be able to continue further into Turtle Rock with that small key.
Gerdo being diligent and checking Agina. And Weighty and Misha will both have the virtue of red mail going at these chain chomps, but doesn't mean they really hit all that much hard. And there is the fire rod.
Wow.
In the chomp chest in Turtle Rock.
So that's go mode.
Yeah, that is go mode. And what a spot. What a spot.
Weighty is immediately going to mirror out and check these chests on the side, because if the big key ends up being here, we kind of need it.
Yeah, not to mention, it's going to be no key to open the chomp door.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Oh, and just hustling through those menus. Wow, looks like Mish will go for...
He's going to jump down and do Spike Cave.
Yeah. Meanwhile, get the Cane of Burna dash from Weighty Words here to get through the roller room. Always a fun one to see. Meanwhile, Gerdo coming up through the mountain. He's going to dive in. We'll find out soon. Hey, going the swamp route.
Yeah, that's gonna just be, especially swamp. There's so many items, locations you can check, and so much time you can put in. We know it's not gonna pay out.
Yeah, I mean, he'll get his crystal for it, which is good. But
yeah,
he wouldn't be able to go mode this, which
that's
is
true.
even better. But again, we have the benefit of seeing everyone. And so, statistically, still both of these plays strong because there are 5 items in Turtle Rock anyway, and it was very, very fortunate that one of them was Fire Rock. But no, Gerdo shies away from the mountain and looks like he's heading this as well. So, right now, Wadey with a veritable lead here in terms of potential time save. Because Go Mode Ice Palace, also very, very nice. And being the, perhaps the least stacked in terms of items among our remaining dungeons with just 2. But not the least stacked in terms of footstep count. Alright, and has a key going into this roller room. Gets the map. Is going to leave behind the big key chest.
Yeah, that could rarely end up being an issue if there's no small key down here on Laser Bridge.
Yeah, statistically, you got 4 chests down there, 1 up here. You got 80% chance of this being okay. He's gonna stop, get a magic refill, and pull the hearts as well. Why not? Got that red mail, but going into Trinex.
Yep. We do not have the powder, so we don't have the ability to powder anti-fairies for a little more safety.
Yeah, and you gotta take the measures you can. So we got a compass. Oh, bonking on that laser skip. Gets it the second time. A mushroom. Knows he won't need it. The bug net. Now, if the powder ended up being here, that would just be a safety hallway all over the place. Oh.
A little bit of trouble with those laser skips.
Oh, and it's the mirror shield, so he does have to go back for the key.
Yeah, ouch.
Ah, it's a bummer. And also a bit of a haha location for that mirror shield.
Yeah.
As AA is now on Argus. Oh, and taking the mirror here and never actually
never went outside.
using the halfway door.
Yeah, never went outside, and so it has to go it went all the way back to the beginning.
Yeah, I wonder if that was intended. Either way, just a few short pipe trips away from a small key that he can then run back down to that door, go in for his boss fight. As you see, AA ran into fight Argus and now is coming back to clear the rest of the dungeon.
Yep, our top 2 runners investing all this time into Swamp that they could have avoided, depending on the way they routed it, but where those items can be anywhere, you just gotta do it.
Yeah, they don't know Fire Rod is in Turtle Rock, so this is a diligent and smart check. Nice strats from Gerdo here.
Yeah, beautifully done.
Yeah, hooks and poke dashes to...
And with the Ice Rod, might be trying for the single cycle here to finish it up. And gets it done.
Very nice, yeah.
2 shots and then the spin attack takes out Argus.
Yeah, and if you get those in such succession as he did, then he doesn't have the chance to warp away. Yeah, so Wadey just making this trip the second time after hoping the key wasn't there. Gonna take the safety trip again.
Yep.
Hey, no powder.
Yeah, you can just tell how much of a huge time loss that was to take that chance. It was a pretty good gamble, but it just didn't pay off.
Yeah, 1 in 5. You get the Samaria dash here to hit the crystal switch. And we're in the penultimate room. Pretty stacked loadout for this fight, all considered.
Our tracker Drossi is pointing out that Jay Meisher skipped the Mire Shed.
Oh.
That's really bad.
Yeah, that is a bummer, because those were, of course, the one of those chests contained the flippers. He's gonna need those. So now he's putting his mitts to use elsewhere, doing the blacksmith chain. That's gonna hurt. Yeah, Wadey doing quite well on this Trinex fight. I guess the one way you might say he's underpowered, it would have been better to have the Tempered Sword, since we know it's available. But getting plenty of hits in early on the second phase here. Really making the most of that big hitbox, and wow. That might be the fastest you can do that with the Master Sword. Great job.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful fight.
Yeah, the sword Wadey is missing is that catfish. The flippers that Meisher at Mire Shed. The fire rod that 3 of our runners are missing is actually in Turtle Rock in the Chain Chomper. And so it's not a place that anyone wants to go to first. And so the play from Wadey really paying off quite huge here. Because now he's got Swamp and Ice to go. Gonna live the Go Mode dream. Knows he's got quite the opportunity here. Doesn't want to spoil it. Goes for the potions. Power to him.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, AA gonna take this bomb up to the pyramid.
Yep. Both Jay Meisher and AA lugging things across the countryside. Jay Meisher not getting too much of a payout for that purple chest, $20.
And a pump fake there on activating that bomb.
Jay Meisher. Oh no! Jay Meisher.
Oh.
You see the shed! Go to the shed! He looked at the shed! Go in the shed!
Oh no. Oh, this is gonna add so much extra time for Meisher. This is unfortunate.
It's on the screen. You looked at it. Go in.
Yeah. Maybe he's getting the opening out of the way while he's over here. We'll see.
Maybe he just doesn't like the rain. Oh no!
Oh, this is unfortunate. You never like to see this. Now AA gonna head into Ice Palace before Turtle Rock now, only adding to the relative deficit compared to Wadey here. Because as we said before, the Fire Rod is in fact in Turtle Rock, and now we're gonna see Wadey do both Swamp and Ice in probably the time it takes to clear out Ice.
Yeah. Finding that Bombos medallion is actually, it's costing our runners some time. If Jay Meisher didn't have Bombos, he would not be here in Mire. If AA did not have Bombos, AA would not be here in Ice.
It's true. Bombos is really just got it out for him today. It's the swirly hypnotic coin or something. Alright, well there goes one item out of Ice. For AA's sake, I hope the other item pops up early so he knows that he can just do what he needs to get to the end. Hate to see the time put in where it doesn't need to be. Now we're seeing all that time saved from Wadey right now. Just gonna skip left confidently. Gonna skip a couple more chests in a second. Just run right back and give Argus what for. The one thing that I think will kind of hamper him at this point is he is missing the sword upgrade that our other runners have, but the time is significant as far as savings go.
Yeah, we just have to hope Wadey can pull off his Master Sword Ganon if that ends up being necessary. Still no sign of those silver arrows anywhere.
Yeah, it looks like he will make a couple of checks here, hoping for either silver or sword. And yeah, someone in chat pointing out that one of the reasons our runners have not gone to Turtle Rock is exactly that. It's a pain to climb and then end up out. If that item had been literally anything else in the game besides the fire rod in that room, then Wadey would have been thusly locked out. So Gerdo heading into Ice Palace now as well. I mean, so like, don't take me for disparaging here with Ampharos and Gerdo's plays, because, I mean, statistically, there's a lot more places besides Turtle Rock where the fire rod would be anyway. So you want to go for your crystals and get them done. Wadey went into Turtle Rock and ended up making out very well for it. Oh, just barely missing the... Well, I guess with Master, can you... I'm not sure if you can pull off the quick with the Master.
I don't think the Master does enough damage to pull off the quick kill.
Yeah, but in either case, the fight he did have, as opposed to the one in my head, excellent. And that gives him his 6th crystal.
6 crystals at 1 hour and 6 minutes.
So now we're going to swim over to Ice Palace, and basically there's really nothing to do in here, as Mishra has found his way into the basement of Meyer, is going to clear everything out. AA finding his way to Cold Stare now. Burn the strats from Mishra here on Vitreous. Give him the immunity, slime, the chance to get in and get rid of those eyeballs without worrying about lightning.
Yep, and then 8 arrows to Vitreous's eyeball.
Indeed.
Vitreous's eyeball is a redundant phrase, isn't it?
I guess so. Unless you're referring to one of his small eyeballs. I'm not sure what the relationship between them is. Is it all one being? I don't know. But it looks like that plate of Vitreous was early. And so he's missing an item, and we'll go back and looking.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we know.
We know it's right outside rather than deep in this dungeon.
Solid Cold Stare from AA. He picks up a crystal, and now is going to be faced with the choice between Overworld and Turtle Rock, and we'll see how that goes for him. As Wadey bomb jumps his way through that room, unleash the hookshot on these pen gators, one of the enemies that is super vulnerable to it.
Yeah, you'll usually see one of 3 different strategies in that room. You'll see the hookshot strats that Wadey just showed us, or you'll see some people will set up 2 bombs and then bonk over the pen gators, and some people will, if they have the tempered sword or better usually, will set up a spin attack and spin right through all of them.
Right, the range of that spin, just tremendous.
But the Master Sword doesn't make much sense to do the spin since you can't kill him in one hit.
Right. So now we see AA doing some overworld checks. Meanwhile, Wadey got to pull that statue up just a bit further. Gerdo about to get into the Cold Stare fight as well, but after a much longer stay in the dungeon.
Yep. So once again, we're going to be seeing Gerdo and Wadey synchronized with the boss, but for Wadey it'll be the last crystal, and for Gerdo it will not. Gerdo at least will be able to go straight to Turtle Rock if that's what Gerdo chooses to do and finish the game from there. As will AA whenever AA gets around to that.
Yeah, they'll have the short trip from TR to Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, it is quite fortunate for our runners that Skull Woods is not a crystal, so our runners don't have to grab that fire rod and head back down to Skull Woods.
Right, and it just keeps you from completing one more boss that you wouldn't need to. Nisha, having the mire now is going up the mountain.
Yeah, this is certainly a play that needs to be done, but until that mire shed gets checked, we really can't say what Jay Misha's going to be doing.
Yeah, that's right. With missing those slippers, he can't make the play that I think he otherwise would have if he had checked Mire Shed, which would have been to essentially copy Gerdo and Amphros.
Yeah. Weighty Words, meanwhile, is heading up to Ganon's Tower with all 7 crystals. I don't think we run the bot, but if you feel like guessing where that Ganon's Tower big key might be, there's 22 different locations, so you can toss those numbers into chat. I'm not used to saying that at 1 hour and 11 minutes into a seed, but that's what we've got today.
Yeah, this is a fast one. You got any preferred favorite guess?
I feel like 14 today.
In a traditional order, I think that's Bob.
Yeah, that would be Bob's chest if you do the traditional route through Ganon's Tower.
And we'll see. That'd be a deep dip into the tower.
How about you, Epibliticus? You have a favorite?
I usually pick 11 when picking.
11 is a good number. They're all good numbers.
Yeah. Except for 22, right?
Yeah. Chat likes 22. Runners don't particularly like 22.
Yeah, Misha about to get that fire rod. But missing those flippers, it's going to be an interesting journey for him. So we're into the tower as Gerdo also hits up Turtle Rock, and it looks like AA is making the trip up the mountain at this point. Oh, and there's a heart piece for a refill and a bomb, so can't go right. Unless you want to wait for tile room and maybe get a key. Well, that's not exactly a smart use of time.
I don't even think you can get into tile room. I think the key door is before it. Is it? I'm not sure. No, maybe it's not.
Nah, just the Samaria switch and then a key door in there.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, key on the torch, key in the usual ground spot, because that's not randomized. Gonna stack them up on the way out. Into our Stalfos room. Keys and keys. A nice dash to get one of the Stalfos out. And there's the big key. At number 7. So, 4 keys in hand and a big key. Doesn't have to stop for basically anything.
Yeah, we might see some chest checks, though, because Wadey's taken nothing more than the Master Sword up the tower. No silvers.
This is true. Gonna want to have a bit more of a kit to do this.
Amazing Amphros is going to show us the Ether Tablet. Money from heaven.
I figure if you're up here, you may as well go check it before you go make a dive into Turtle Rock. But looks like he's also going for Spike, so we'll see him pick up another bottle. Lady is into his gauntlet. 1-1. And with the Master Sword, this all takes a bit long. The silvers even more so. But those dashes do get the job done pretty well. This has been pretty clean so far. Good on him. Oh, BMO's playing defense for the Zazak there. This time the sword strikes true. We're in the room 4.
Yeah, BMOs are miserable.
Yeah.
I can't stand unkillable enemies in video games. So the BMOs in this game, the Dead Rocks, of course.
BMO's trolling a bit there in that 5th room, but altogether a very solid gauntlet. And demonstrating pretty sharp knowledge of the damage tables there, knowing which things to expend on which enemies to get the one-shot kills. Oh, and just misses the 0 cycle with the fire rod. There we go. Easy peasy.
Yeah, it gets about as short a 2 cycle as you can see. Or
yeah.
1 cycle. I don't know where we count from, 0, 1.
In either case, getting that fire rod hit just immediately as AA is heading into Misery Mire rather than Turtle Point.
Yeah. And Jay Misher is deep into Turtle Rock, is giving us a Mimic Cave check. It's another thing we haven't seen.
Yeah, still wants his flippers and has the shovel.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, chat, yes, I know there are ways to kill Dead Rocks. They're effectively unkillable. It's a no true Dead Rock fallacy. So Weighty Words is gonna... Oh, what a nice find.
Oh, that's amazing.
What a great check, what a great find, Tempered Sword. There's just a wave of relief, I'm sure, washing over Weighty Words right now.
Those are some answered prayers there. Yeah, great stuff, great stuff. And with a fistful of keys, just gonna get the magic.
Yeah, he's gonna leave that chest right there.
Yeah, oh man. That pretty much, that solidifies a very strong and fast finish here. Of course, I say that as he takes the fall, but
yeah,
it's not the end of the world. While Gerdo heading to Trinex now with his fire rod in hand. This will be crystal number 7 for him, and he'll just run right on him. This way he gets the best of Moldorm 2 this time. Going from the back here.
Weighty's gonna skip out on that Moldorm 2 chest.
Hey, he's got quite enough to get this done now.
Beautiful first cycle there on Aghanim. I think that counted all 3 of them.
Yeah, I think so. Whoa. And sending Aghanim into the corner.
That was a 3-2-1, I believe.
Yeah, wow.
And with the blue ball on the second phase, that would have been as fast as it could possibly have been done.
Yeah. Absolute efficiency.
Weighty Words showing us quite a bit. And this, of course, is Weighty Words' first qualifier race, so if Weighty Words can continue to pull off gameplay like this, we have to make sure we tune in when he plays next time.
Yeah, absolutely. Gonna be one to watch moving through this. No finishers as of yet, so this could be.
Yeah. Weighty Words pulling off the Trident Spin and getting through the first phase in 1 cycle. Does he get the second phase? Yes, he does. He pulls off the 1 in 1 cycle. Just masterful display on these bosses here.
Yeah. Coming down to just the 2 hearts here. Doesn't want to take any hits. All the same is in there, making sure he doesn't get fire bats either.
Yep, and there's the potions he bought coming in handy.
Indeed. Gerdo finishing up that strong Trinex fight and into the tower. Playing into the left as you have to. This Ganon's key, big key, is, I guess, something of a gimme in terms of routing. You'd have to go out of your way to go right side.
Ganon's gonna tell us where those silvers ended up being. You think it's my tower?
Light World somewhere.
Light World, there it is.
Yeah.
What didn't we check in Light World?
I can't really remember myself.
Pedestal?
Huh. I guess we'll find out in the credits.
That's true. Wadey is showing off how you have to do Silverless Ganon. You gotta put spins into him just as he starts to teleport away.
Yep. Just a bit there. He won't become stunned, and instead he'll take damage.
Yeah, if you're too early, Wadey had it a little bit earlier in the round. He did stun Ganon.
Yeah.
Wastes a little bit of time.
Yeah, pedestal, shovel, shroom.
Yeah, we have those sorts of things.
As far as where silver could be, we're seeing just a big 20 at the dig spot as Wadey continues with spins, and there it is. Just has to make it across the bridge.
Get your GGs in chat for Wadey words.
What a fantastic run.
We'll get you an official time as soon as he's over that bridge.
That is
right.
First place for Wadey Words with a time of 1 hour, 21 minutes, and 18 seconds. Woo!
And that's not just first place on our restream. That is first place overall.
Yeah,
everybody.
in a large pool. Yeah, what a great run. I mean, playing the Turtle Rock really just absolutely changes that. Not to mention, it was just, you have to execute on that after, too. And just fantastic.
Absolutely.
We'll see if we can get him in for the interview. Gerdo's now on his Lambo 2 fight. And Antfros is now in Skull Woods.
Yeah, not a bad play, just the wrong play.
Right.
And we got Salty Fry in chat. We should point out that Salty Fry was our second place finisher with a time of 1:22:15.
Yeah, just less than a minute behind our first place time. As vultures ruled the desert.
And actually, Salty Fry just sniped Dracaris, who finished in 1:25:25. Oh no, no.
Never mind.
No, I'm bad at numbers. Numbers are hard.
3 minutes into the future of the past.
3 minutes doesn't count as a snipe.
Yeah, no, I read it that way too. We'll keep the suspense there. As Gerdo is heading into Moldorm 2 just momentarily with a fistful of keys. AA looks like he's finally getting into Turtle Rock. Again, you don't expect the fire rod to be here. It just happened to be. And what a difference it made. And we will be joined for an interview by Wadey Words, our first place finisher. Wadey, GG, fantastic run.
Thanks, GG's. Oh my god, that was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. The play in the Turtle Rock, I mean, apart from outstanding execution with the kit, I mean, that was truly the difference here.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I'd rather dip into Turtle Rock without the fire rod than without the ice rod, because you know that you usually can't check that many chests without the fire rod, so I kind of treat it as like an overworld check as I'm doing it with Dark Death Mountain. And
yeah, it makes a lot of sense to think of it that way, and in this case, it paid off at the last possible item location. Where either
exactly.
Be locked out or be in just total go.
Yeah, I'm so glad I didn't have to go into Swamp or Ice, because that was definitely where I was headed next. But...
Right, and I think a lot of your opponents, basically, that was where they were heading.
Yeah, I kind of went for the approach of like pure overworld this seed, and it ended up working out because of that Turtle Rock play, and having the mitts be at Zora, I kind of felt behind because I assumed some people would have fake flippered all the way to Zora and gotten it.
I think you were one of the first to get it on stream, at least.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Jay Misher was in the area first, but unfortunately didn't have the money.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah, and then doing your diligence on the Ganon's Tower climb, paying off with that tempered sword. That was probably another huge sigh of release.
Yeah, I was so happy to see that because I did a couple days ago on a daily. I had to do Master Sword Silverless, and I've definitely felt rusty doing it, so I didn't want to do it again. But I'm so happy to have tempered during the fight.
Absolutely. And we got Gerdo now is in his phase 3 of Ganon.
Yeah, silvers were not on the pedestal, so we're still wondering about that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I wonder. Nobody has
to
silvers? Okay.
Yeah, nobody on our restream.
Yeah.
I guess it could have been the mushroom that was in Turtle Rock. Maybe. I don't know.
I think Misha has turned that in and ended up not being.
Oh.
But,
Yeah, if you're watching the stream, Weighty Words, Jay Misher just forgot to check the Meyer shed. That's Jay Misher's problem right here.
Oh, and that was the flippers.
It sure
Yep.
was. Yeah, and that is sending him quite the route around the place.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Gerdo well into his phase 4 now, nearly taking the full there, but keeping himself on, taking advantage of some knowledge how the inputs work. Yeah, any other big highlight parts for... Oh, and there's Gerdo's Ganon kill. GG's to him. Get that in chat. And we'll see you
GG's
cross
to
this
him.
bridge and give you a time. All right. Gerdo is finished in 4th place with a time of 1 hour, 26 minutes, and 57 seconds. So GG's to him, but I was asking, were there any other big standout moments for you? I was particularly impressed with your Master Sword Gauntlet.
I had a little bit of trouble with like one of the rooms, but I mean, overall I was pretty happy with it because it's just something that you're not used to doing so often. So
Yeah, you usually end up with those 3 swords by the time you get in there, and even, or at the very least with silvers, so you can kind of like pack through it. But then when you don't have the silvers, you're like, well, my fire rod shots are so precious.
yeah, and also me being stopped at Laser Bridge because there's no key was really unfortunate. I'm really glad that didn't cost me anything.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a tiny bit of time to get back, but overall, the initial play into Turtle Rock ended up being that much more valuable.
Yeah, after I found it, I was just so in shock that it actually worked out that like I don't know, my heart was beating and I kind of made some like a little bit of clumsy plays because I was so adrenaline rushed at that moment.
Yeah, I want to point out a couple of things. First of all, Jay Misher showed us that we got the silver arrows from Sahasrara, the green pendant turn-in.
Ah.
And then, unfortunately, Jay Misher has forfeit from the race. Just does not know where to go next.
Yeah, so you're seeing the long stare into the map.
Yes, and we have Gerdo here in the room, so GG, Gerdo.
Gerdo, GG.
Yo, thanks. What's up?
Yeah.
GG,
Yeah.
man.
GG.
Yeah, and that fire rod location, huh?
Yeah, like I really don't like going into Turtle Rock without being able to complete it, so I delayed it quite a bit despite... I could have gone there early, but I just don't like it.
Yeah. Well, in this case too, your execution and eventual decision to do it keep you in the top 4 on this one, and this is your 3rd qualifier result, right?
Yes, that's true.
And so still pretty strong, all things considered, especially in this big pool. So I think you shouldn't suffer too much for an aversion to Turtle Rock.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm still in a decent position, thanks
Absolutely.
to my first 2 races.
Absolutely.
So this is not as good of a result as I would have hoped for, but it's also not a catastrophe for me. So I'm fine with this.
Indeed. So any other standout moments in the scene for you? Goofy item locations or parts you were sighing relief at?
Not really.
Yeah.
Like, it was a pretty standard seed overall, I feel like, except for the fire rod.
Yeah, that was definitely a big one, and one might say that the Mitzel and Zora were perhaps a bit out of the way, given the fact they also blocked the flippers.
Yeah, but I thought that most people would get it really late, so I didn't really feel behind at that point. Because there really was no good point to do Zora. You could have done it really early with the fake flippers, but I think you didn't really have the money at that point. I don't really remember.
Yeah, that's pretty much right. I think Misher, who was featured, was in exactly that position, showed up with about 460 rupees.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We have Jay Misher in the chat right now. Sorry about how the race went, but thank you for joining us. GG.
Yeah.
No worries. No way to blame myself. GG, Gerdo, Waiting Words. Really nice times.
Yeah, GG, man. It's unfortunate to miss something.
Yeah, just, I mean... And I was thinking about Myers Shed too, because right after I went up to Death Mountain, after getting mitts, I really briefly thought about diving into Turtle Rock, but it felt like such a weird gamble to make, you know, given no fire rod, and given that desert was still open, Mire was still open. That entire area I hadn't gone to that area at all, so I went there first, and then after desert, I completely blanked on Myers Shed.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It'll happen from time to time, and some seeds it wouldn't have bit you, but this just happened to be the one.
Yeah, and kind of after a while there, after I finished doing all, because, man, Turtle Rock, like, it gave you mushroom, gave you shovel, so I was just like a madman checking all those spots, check Pyramid Fairy. When finished off, I did practically everything there is to do except for Myers Shed in the game.
Yeah. I mean, altogether, if you remove that hiccup, it was fine execution and would have yielded a great result. So I think, while it certainly hurts in your standings, overall, don't be too discouraged. More races, more events, or more results to have. So.
Oh yeah, I mean this was my last race.
Oh.
I kind of figured I had to. No, it's all right. I kind of figured I had to either win this or finish like second or third, because I have a third place finish, a second place finish, and a seventh place finish at this point before this race. So.
Gotcha.
I kind of figured I had to go for broke, had to finish pretty highly to even have any sort of chance at all. So once the time started rolling in, and I realized I had missed something super, super obvious. Sorry for not finishing the race. I really hate doing that.
Not at all. I mean, the frustration at that point too. If you're not enjoying yourself doing it, you're probably not going to end up finishing strongly anyway. So, yeah.
You could have given me another 30 minutes. I probably wouldn't have gone back to Myers Shed.
Yeah, just uncheck all the things on the tracker and go through it all again, right? Like, about all you can do. But GG's all the same. A strong showing through the qualifiers despite the hiccup. And we've got AA making his way into the tower now. But yeah, this ended up being a bounty at the front, which kind of pulled you all in different directions. And I guess, Misha, you hadn't done South Shore for the longest time. And then I want to say, was it AA? Took a while to get to Uncle, and like all these things were fine in terms of the way the seed was doling out items. So it's a really interesting race to watch.
Yeah, I imagine there were plenty of different routes you could have taken at the beginning, because my trip up to Death Mountain was sequence break, but it netted me so many items in bow, hook shot. So I had so much open to me. The only thing I was kind of wish I'd done South Shore earlier to get that lamp, but
right. You got through Dark Pod though, so that's.
I feel okay enough with my execution there that I can do it, and I did pretty well. Like lamp would have only saved me minimum amount of time. So.
Right. Slick menu time there, Gerdo. I hadn't noticed what yours was, Wadey. I apologize.
Mine was a 247. It's
nice, also solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything between 2 and 3 minutes is kind of the standard.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Anything else you guys want to add as far as the tournament prospects? Anything at all?
Thank you to you guys for commentating. Thanks to the trackers and the restreamers for putting on the show. Because you guys having some something in between tourneys is always fun to do. Because I really like having these races all the time. So.
Well, and thank you for the good race. It's certainly our pleasure. Probably a good time to thank again our trackers, Merc249 and Drossi1, who have just been right on top of everything through this race.
Absolutely. If you've been paying attention to chat, Merc has been keeping us informed about all of the other runners when they've been finishing. So we have the best staff here at Speed Gaming. We have the best volunteers.
Yeah, I'll just say thank you guys for commentating, worse. Thanks to all the trackers and everybody behind the scenes. And yeah, didn't end how I would have hoped, but with it being a top 8, getting through, and the amount of just amazing runners that are in this community, it was always a super long shot. So I'm pretty proud of my performance, and I'm definitely looking forward to the fall tournament. I think that one's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. You certainly should be proud. Because that hiccup could happen to anybody.
Yep. Everybody who has ever played Randomizer has had that seed where they've just blanked on the location. Every single person.
You got AA into his Lambo too.
Yep. Using the fire rod to take care of him.
And you guys are welcome to stay, but we certainly don't want to keep you. We want to thank you for joining us and for an absolutely entertaining race.
Yep. Thank you so much for everything.
Okay.
Yep. GG's, everybody.
Yep. GG's.
Thank you guys. GG's. Way to go down.
GG.
Misher with the rename of the files, and now a 133 collection from Wadey. I should have brought that up.
Yeah, 133, spectacular. With the menu time, the collection rate, all of these statistics that are in the menu, just so we can know, from my perspective, so I can know how much better these runners are than I am.
Yeah, certainly the case with me as well.
So if AA decides to check the chest up here, AA could be taking the gold sword into the Ganon fight, but unlikely that AA is going to make... I don't know. We are going to get a gold sword. Look at that.
Yeah, how about that?
Oftentimes, if a runner has tempered sword up here, they'll just leave it out. Maybe the combination of no gold and no silvers prompted AA to make that check.
Yeah, silvers would certainly speed it up at this point.
Yeah, to be fair, the gold sword isn't actually any faster than the tempered sword in the Ganon fight, provided that you execute the first 2 phases perfectly. The gold sword makes them easier, but not faster.
Right. Yeah, in that first phase, it'll cut your number of hits in half, but the first 2, and then towards the end, you got that stock phase 3, 4 hits, and your phase 4, which the relationship of your spins and your slashes at that point for damage doesn't actually do anything with your gold.
Yeah, there's only one enemy in the game that actually takes more damage from gold spins than gold slashes, and that's the Hinoxes. Hinoxes die in 2 gold slashes or 1 gold spin.
Yeah, and they're a hefty enemy otherwise. I mean, I think just one other major vulnerability to bombs.
Yeah.
Slam dunk in that triple. Oh, the long shot there. Down goes Agate 2.
Yeah, AA gets Agate 2 down in 4 cycles total.
That fight had a certain pinball quality to it. More so than a usual Aga. into the big fight we go. You see Merc track and finishes as we get this AA Ganon fight underway. Walt is up for grabs yet. Yeah, putting that gold sword quite to work here. Using the taunting message about the light world arrows. Pulling off the torch glitch there. Light left before the right goes out, and only have one torch to deal with.
Yep.
Oh, taking just a little damage there from a fire bat.
Yep, it doesn't go in the pit though. That's the worst thing that can happen when you get that fire bat hit. If you want to know how to avoid getting knocked back, just don't hold any directional inputs if you're going to take a hit, because the game will always knock you back opposite to the directional input you're holding.
Interesting. No, I'd never actually thought about changing your input when you know you're taking the hit.
Yep, if you don't have any inputs, you'll just stay in place. You'll take the hit, but you won't go in the pit. Oh no, it rhymes. I hate it when I do that unintentionally. I even hate it a little bit when I do it intentionally.
Taking advantage of the hitboxes here. Able to maneuver away from the fire bat, still get the torch lit there. Now, if only there was some trick to manage. Oh, there's the last hit from AA. Just a bridge crossing away from getting this one done. GG's to him with a 13th place finish for 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 49 seconds.
GG to AA.
Indeed. GG to all of our runners finishing to this point. Something of a humdinger as far as seeds go with that Turtle Rock Fire Rod and the mitts blocked flips. But that is a randomizer after all.
Yep, for reference, we had a total of 26 entrants, so you can take the numbers we've given you and do your math and figure out what our percentiles would end up being.
Yeah, 25ths divide nicely. Your place out of everybody minus you, basically.
Yep.
And we are getting word that AA will be available in interview to unavailable Mike. So that's gonna pretty much tie this one up. Thank you all for joining us, and I think our next qualifier is tomorrow. Wait, no, Friday. That's right, Friday the 17th at 2:15 Eastern Time, at East Coast US.
Yep. So maybe you get to see one of these fellas again. Maybe we'll have someone new to show you. Of course, Wadey Words, who got first place today. That was Wadey's first qualifier, so maybe someone will come out of the blue and have their first qualifier do the same thing.
Yeah, very exciting stuff here. Yeah, we got Friday at 2:15, Saturday at 2:15 and 9:15, Sunday at 9:15. Schedules apart. I want to thank you all again for joining us. see you again tomorrow. GG again to all of our runners. And
yep, I'd like
to the last word, Fire.
Yeah, I'd like to just give another shout out to our 2 trackers, Merc249 and Drosy1. They've been great. And Epibliticus, it's been a blast on the mic with you.
Absolutely, right back at you, man.
So if you're in the following mood, throw some runners, throw some volunteers, some follows. I'm sure everybody would appreciate it. We'll get those links up in the chat for you.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to see more great rando execution, you had it here, and you can get it anytime you want. Go ahead, give them a follow.
Absolutely, and the Speed Gaming channels, we put on Randomizer races, we put on other races, so Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6. Take them a look, check them out. I think that'll be it for us. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.